What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I want to show you a new card game. I want to show you Death or Glory. Now, let's be clear right at the beginning, this is a sponsored video. The team for Death and Glory got in touch and they were like, hey, Wassy, do you want to make some videos on our game? And I did what I always do in that situation. I went and checked out their game. And it was weird. In the space of like a week, 3 different card games got in touch and they were like, hey, Wassy, do you want to make videos for our games? Look. This is the only one of the 3 which I said yes to. That should tell you something. So yes, sponsored video, not entirely unbiased, obviously, because of the whole sponsored video thing. But let's be clear, there is a very good reason why I'm showing you Death or Glory. I'm not showing you the other 2 games, because I looked at all 3 of them and I'm like, this is the one I'm interested in. This is the one I make a video on. Maybe I will cover the others in future. But right now, I want to tell you about Death or Glory. And the hook of this is really cool. Basically, it's a card game mixed with your old school one-on-one beat-em-ups, your Street Fighter, your Tekken, things of that nature. And oh my lordy, I played a lot of those games as a kid. So that makes me very happy indeed. So, with all of that borne in mind, let's go and have a look at how we actually play this. And yes, obviously I did a tutorial before to check it out, just before we actually got to the whole making a video thing, because, well, seems kind of rude not to, honestly. So as we start off here, you can see that we've got some attacking cards and defending cards. Quite simply, the attacking cards look like that, and the defending cards look a bit more like we don't have any right now. So, let's go and do an attack. I think an attack of 5 seems pretty good. And one thing that's kind of cool about this game, very much in the style of those old school beat-em-ups like we talked about, is that you keep going. So if I attack, and obviously it deals 5 damage. Yeah, you knew that the 5 did 5 damage, right? And that's is how you whittle it down to 0, you win. Come on, that stuff's obvious. But what you keep doing here, what I really like, is that you basically keep attacking until your opponent stops you. Like, for instance, playing center guard. Now, essentially, you can play a block card instead, and then if they block the damage going through, then all of a sudden it's over to them. So what I need is a block that is going to stop all of their damage. Good news is, looks like I've just drawn one. So we play one of those, we play the Ray Shield, and we get to block. And then I've successfully blocked, so all of a sudden I've got control. Now there are faster and slower attacks. You'll notice there's a speed of the attack. This is number 4. Basically, the block has to be at the same speed. If they block at a lower speed, they have to discard a card from their hand to do so, which they're not always necessarily going to be able to do. So I play another one of these, I deal another 3 damage, and unfortunately now I'm out of cards, so I have to pass. But essentially you keep going here until you're out of cards, or until they're gone, or they, block your attack. But that was a slower block I just played then, so I now have to go and bin one of my cards. Not ideal, admittedly. Although if you block with a faster card, it's fun because you get to draw a card. And then I play a big attack, he goes down. So it's really all about playing attacks and trying to make sure you're blocking with a card that is fast enough and blocks enough damage. So if your block is faster, you draw a card. If your block is slower, you discard a card. Obviously, if the speed of the attack and block are the same, nothing happens. And when no damage is done, control is switched. But if a little bit of damage goes through, unfortunately, that's not good enough. I like it. It's a nice, simple... And that's the simple bit, right? That's the basic bit. It's nice as a basic. Obviously, it goes up a bit from there. So let's have a chat about card effects then, shall we? Let's face it, if it was just the basic attacking and blocking it, it would not be quite so good overall, I think it's fair to say. So we start off with a fairly basic attack. It's a 5-3. They've got a 5-3. Completely blocks. Same speed. So it goes over to him. Or the other character, actually. Not entirely sure which character that is. But either way, it's too weak. So what they've got is Vile Concoction, which applies a poison. And it's poison, right? We know how poison works at this stage. So what we need to do is we need to try and block. We've got a card which is fast enough, but it doesn't block all the damage. So because it doesn't block all the damage, the effect goes through, which is a little bit sad. So, because I didn't block it entirely, I take the damage. Because I didn't block it entirely, the poison kicks in. And because I didn't block it entirely, it's not going to go to my turn yet, which is a little bit sad. Good news is I've got Arcane Protection, which will cure me as well as blocking all the damage. So, the key here very simply is make sure you're able to get an attack or a block working in order to actually get the skills, which is good. So, okay. Oh, let's form a combo. Right. So, this is going to stun them. Stunning, obviously, leaves them gone for a little while. And then because they're stunned, we can go Final Blow, which will increase damage, and that will take it off. So, very simply, with your card effects, you need to actually negate all damage with your reaction, or deal some damage with the attack, and then you'll trigger the text, which is nice. And that is, of course, how we get into, your standard complicated card game. I should mention, in a minute, there are actually 5 different classes. We are going to play with all the classes, but first we're going to have a go at Freestyle Combat. Because actually, pretty much what I've shown you here, outside of these specific mechanics for each individual class, that's pretty much the flow of the game. Okay, so let's do a little bit of the old combat. So, you start off with 5 cards, and you get to discard one of them, and it's kind of, you need to, not get rid of all of your blocks, so I think a boring 3-4 attack is going to go. I did play a couple games, when I first started playing, I was like, who needs to block? Yeah, it turns out I need to block. Sort of react it in the language of the game, because sometimes you just get mullered because you can never block, so... let's go for the one that can't be blocked. It's got piercing, guaranteed to go through. We'll try downward cut, might work. Nah, it's never going to work. Oh, actually, so it's fast enough, but it doesn't completely, it doesn't completely stop the damage. Unfortunately, I've got no more attacking cards, so I have to kind of chill. But that's a 3-4, so what we can do is block with a 3-4, blocks all the damage, and it's fast enough, and I stun. Yay! So now he's kind of sitting there, chilling for a little bit. Now, what is really cool, at the end of every turn, when you're both kind of done, you get to keep one of the cards, which I absolutely adore. I've got a block, so let's take an attack. Oh, I like the stun, but I also love the piercing damage. So let's do that, shall we? And then you still have to discard one card when you start. So, we've got 2 attacks, 2 block, 1 does stun, but 1's a really good block. Let's get rid of that. I wanted all those cards, frankly. All those cards are pretty good cards I wanted to keep. But I'm not allowed to keep all of them, so hey-ho. So he's got a 3-4. I'll block it with a 3-4. Oh, look. And stun in your face. So now we can shield break. Piercing goes through, gets the damage. Unfortunately, no other attacks on the board. So we have to kind of wait. Now he's got a 5-3, but I block with a 5-3. And then we kind of go from there. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? So I need to pick up 1 card. Oh, no, I'm taking this guaranteed 6 damage. That could come back to bite me. It will come back to bite me, because now I've got to discard. Oh, actually. Oh, man. I should have kept the stunning thing. Never mind. I'm going to get rid of that because it's easy to block. And so, let's go for that. And then hope this goes through and I get to draw a card. Ah, he blocked it, ladies and gentlemen. Because he blocked it, I don't get to draw a card. The good news is I'm miles ahead in terms of damage. Oh, okay. Apparently he's done. So, we might as well get rid of the vanilla attack. We've still got absolutely no blocking whatsoever. Gutted. The good news is, I've kept this piercing card the whole time. So look, he's going to get some damage in on me because I can't block, so I've got no blocking cards. But I don't think he's going to be able to get that much through. Oh wait, was I supposed to be attacking then? Oh no, I forgot to attack. Well, that was dumb. Never mind. It doesn't really matter, honestly. I've still got no I've still got no blocking. Good news is I've got this attack, which I've been keeping all game. He can't block it, does 6, goes through, and it didn't actually make a difference because the next card I played still won, but we're good. So basic initiative is who's, got the turn, essentially. You start with 5 cards in your hand. At the end of the turn, you each pick a card that you played to keep, and then a card must be discarded from your hand to end the turn. There we go. So, with all of that borne in mind, let's take a look at all 5 of the classes that we can have a little bit of a look at. And we might as well go left to right. Techie's my favourite. We'll get to that one in a minute. Let's have a start off with Warrior. And they all do have very different mechanics. It's one of the things I really like about the game. So, with the Warrior, there's basically 2 things that we need to kind of keep going on here. What we've got is momentum. If this symbol is on, you gain momentum. Here it's 2, which is nice. And then this consumes it, which makes perfect sense. Cards that consume venom, cards that consume momentum, way better than cards that give you momentum, obviously. Also, we've got 3 action points per turn, so I've got to be careful of what I actually play. What my opponent can do is kind of bait me into using worse cards. So, what have we got here? Let's get rid of a fairly rubbishy attack. Yeah, he's got that good multi-hit. That's really good. Now, I'm pretty sure it's always going to let me go first. It seems to always let me go first. So, we've got... Now, I want to play Deadly Venom, but I can't play Deadly Venom. So, I'm just going to have to go Critical Slice. Yes, I know momentum. I want to play it, but I can't. That's fine. I'm going to hold it for next turn. It's going to be okay. So here I can... Oh. Problem is I'm too slow to block it. I'm going to let that damage go through because I want to keep the cards. Because if I blocked it with a slower attack, I would have had to lose one. And it adds up way too quickly. So, we're going to get rid of Finishing Blade because I want to keep my blockers or my react cards. And here's what we're going to do. We are going to poison him. And then we're going to try and just kind of block for a little while and let it go. So he plays a 5-3. I've got a 5-3. Blocks it entirely. Gives the turn back to me. Now I can play Finishing Blade, which will do some damage. And then I can play Deadly Venom, which puts the poison on. And that is how we go very, very nicely here. Unfortunately, even though I've got a blocking card, I can't actually play it at the moment because I've got no card to discard, I've got no action points left, etc. But I don't mind taking a little bit of damage here because the goal was to poison. That was what we were going for. And honestly, we're actually going to... Oh, that was bad. See, Boo! I picked up the... I picked up the card, which I then drew again. And annoyingly, I don't have any momentum building cards to actually play this. And this is the slight problem with playing the Warrior. That was a multi-hit. That did double damage, which is a little bit sad. But at least I am doing this little bit of damage. What I really need, I'm not drawing any. Rubbish. What I really need is to draw a card that gives me momentum so that I can actually then use that card so that his poison, he's poison 2 at the moment. I want him poison 4, 6, etc. So we might as well play Critical Slice. It goes through a little bit, which is quite nice. It at least forces him to lose a card from his hand. And then the poison goes on. We get Critical Slice back. There we go. This is working, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got 2 of them. Let's keep 1. Now what we can do is play Flashing Blade. And it doesn't really matter. Sure, it doesn't go through. I don't really care. Because what I really wanted was Deadly Venom. And now you'll notice Poison 4. So now he's taking 4 damage at the end of every turn. And I'm actually going to pass because I want to keep an action point for blocking. Because of that annoying double slash thing. So let's play that. And this is one of the things you have to think of. Like I say, as a warrior, you've got your momentum and you've got your action points, and this is important. So, I'm going to keep Deadly Venom. That's annoying. I was hoping to... No. I was hoping to draw something that would give me enough momentum to play that again. Unfortunately, it's not yet working. But that's okay, ladies and gentlemen. That's okay. We'll get some momentum in a minute. Obviously, here we are playing with, with the pre-constructed decks. Obviously, there is deck building, and you can build it, when the full game comes out, you can really build it to take advantage as you will. And you'll notice here that the poison is literally what's winning me this game. It is all about the poison. I'm loving it. Ah, yes, we've drawn a Flashing Blade. We don't need 2 Deadly Venoms. So, we play Flashing Blade. That gives me momentum. Don't really care if he blocks it. Makes no real difference to me. I've got 1 action point left to block the multi-hit. And then we play Deadly Venom. Hopefully it goes through. It doesn't fully go through, but he's taking 6 poison at the end of the turn. So, as long as I don't let him get off like 2 giant multi-hit attacks, we are going to be absolutely fine here. We're going to take the solid defense. We're not even really that worried about attacking anymore, if I'm honest with you. To be honest, I should have just kept all my defense cards here, because he's going to die from poison at the end of this turn. So, I'm not even going to... Yeah, I don't even need to do that. So, he's got a 5-3. We'll block it with a 5-3. We might as well play Critical Slice. Might not be blocked. Is blocked. Doesn't really matter, honestly. Is he playing another card? He doesn't have a card to play. I pass. Poison kicks in. Good guys always win. So with the Warrior, it is very much all about building momentum, using it with the right cards, and keeping an eye on your action points. Not my favourite class, but still a pretty cool class nonetheless. So let's move on and have a little bit of a look at Spellslinger. So with the Spellslinger then, what we've got are a couple of other little things. Again, it's all resource management, but it's a very different way of resource management. So all your cards cost mana to play. You've got mana down here. But firstly, it's put back at the end of your turn. That's good. But secondly, there are ways to actually increase it. So these cards will actually increase your maximum mana. Again, assuming it's a card effect, so you've got to actually get the attack or the block through to do so. But that is very, very cool. So, lots of blocks, 1 attack. But they're all increasing my maximum mana. Let's get rid of that, because we've got 2 of them. We don't need both of them, do we? So, it's gonna determine who's getting the turn. I think I'm gonna get the turn here. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Oh, I do. What a shock. So, now, here I increase my mana. And, right. This is actually another really interesting thing. So, unlike a normal attack, a spell can't be blocked. But, while I'm casting the spell, I can't do anything else. And essentially, my opponent's got to interrupt my concentration, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, each attack destroys a concentration symbol, and all of them go down, the hand fails. I'm not sure I've actually picked the best time to do it, but I think it actually worked. Now I can do Tendrils of Agony. Now, what's kind of annoying here, that inflicts headache with my Arcane Resonance. Unfortunately, I've not got any cards which increase that. But that is another very important thing which this deck can do. We increase the Arcane Resonance. So, let's get rid of one of those. Let's be nice. Oh, I should get rid of the spell. The spell's kind of... I don't really understand the spells fully, but all I know is it gave me more mana. No, that's a lie. I do understand them. It's basically just, I don't like sitting there letting him attack me. It's not the way I generally play card games. So we got a 3-4. We can increase our maximum mana. It doesn't do anything now, but it's really good for the future. So now my Arcane Resonance goes up, which is lovely. Now I've got 1 Arcane Resonance rather than the pathetic 0 I had a minute ago. And now, see, all I can actually do is play the spell. So let's play the spell. Let's see if it works. So, my opponent... Oh, see, I don't like this, because my opponent can hit me while the spell's out. Hey-ho. It worked. I need to stop taking damage, though. That is not going to end well. Right. So, let's take a... let's take that to increase our Arcane Resonance. We've got quite a lot going on here. What have we got? Well, I don't think we need that really anymore. So, first we do an attack to increase the arcane resonance, which is quite nice. Then we do another attack to increase the arcane resonance. And then, oh, I'm going to leave it unblocked though. Can I do that? No, I want to do this and put Headache on him, but I can't do it. Because see, look, he's got the multi-hit, but now I can bring that out. And not only do I block, but then I also get to increase my maximum mana. And again, at the end of every turn, I get the mana back, which is just wonderful. So, essentially, the spellcasters, you need to survive the first couple turns, really, and then you can do more and more as time goes by. So there's a 3-4, gives me more maximum mana. Now I can go and increase my arcane resonance again, which is quite nice. And now I can go and inflict Headache. Ah, man! Well, I would have done, but that actually blocks entirely. So cheers for that. Boo! Never mind. Oh. So, let's take that. Oh, I'm a little bit sad about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little bit sad about that. So, let's see if this can go through. Yes, it does. Or it goes through a little bit. I'm not going to play the spell because my opponent is going to do that annoying double hit thing. Oh, but then oh, this is so annoying. I know he's planning the double hit. Has he not? Oh, has he got the double hit? Can he do that? No, I think the double hit takes a bit too, I think it takes a bit too much. Or am I wrong? No, we're good. And we have to take the block back for pretty obvious reasons. Although now all we've got is block, which is kind of annoying, but hey-ho. Now, yeah, see, now I kind of do want to get those, I do want to get those spells back. Now I need to be drawing cards. Because I'm blocking really nicely here, which is quite cool. But, yeah, I need to actually be doing some damage at some point. See, now I've got plenty of mana, which is awesome. But the problem is, I've not actually got enough to, yeah, I've not actually got enough cards to play. Oh, that went quite nice. And because some attack got through, now I get to do the Headache as well, which is the extra damage. And now you can see how this is all building up nicely. So, yeah, we'll have to try and get that through. So, I think we focus on blocking for a minute because we're doing really rather well. If we can get like one more of those through, we're doing pretty well. Of course, what I did so well last time was I actually did a little attack to kind of get his block out and then did the big attack. Yeah, see, it's not enough, ladies and gentlemen, because, I mean, it's a 2-speed, so it's easy to block, but the 6 power means it's hard to block entirely, and that means that the extra 6 then goes through. So, all I really need here is just something to go through. Hopefully one of these attacks goes through. It goes through one, that's fine. If he can't completely block this, there we go. And we get the Headache as well. And we get the victory. So as you can already see, we've seen 2 classes so far. They're very, very different. With the Spellcaster, it's early game, try and survive, build up your mana, try and build up your arcane resonance, and then you can have some big, big turns towards the end. It's a playstyle I'm not great with, but I do quite like it. Now, here's when we get very happy, because now I get to show you the techie. This is my jam, ladies and gentlemen. Although, when I first played this, I made a very, very silly mistake. And this, again, all these classes play very differently, and that makes me happy. Now, what you cannot get rid of is your recharge card. You need your recharge card. Otherwise, things go very badly. So, offensive cards consume ammo. That's down here. And that's quite important. You need ammo to play a card. But also, some... And when you're reloading, that's kind of it. So, you got to pass. So, reloading's pretty important. So, we can't get rid of the reload. Putting it very simply, I did a silly thing I did a very silly thing. When I first played this class, I didn't take time out. I didn't take my recharge card or my reload card. I didn't take it at the end of the turn where you can keep a card, and you've got to here because you've got to be able to reload. Now, I'm not really doing any damage here, but I am increasing my barrier, which is quite nice. Now, this actually puts free heat up here, so I can overheat. But again, when I reload, I do take the heat out as well. So now I'm going to be reloading. It's an auto pass. I do have to take damage, but I don't mind this so much because I don't mind keeping cards in my hand. And I did have the barrier, remember, so it was not too bad. So let's get rid of a survival routine, and now let's see if we can start doing some lovely damage. Okay, so first, so he's attacking, so let's go for that. Oh, I don't want to discard a card. Oh, that's really sad. The target lock does a lot of damage, but I can't afford it right now. So here we're going to get that through. And I do a little bit of damage, means I get to draw a card. Oh no! I only need one timeout sequence. The good news is I am reloading here. Oh, I don't want to take that with multi-hit. But hey ho, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the end of the world. So now I can not pick up timeout sequence because I've already got one in hand. So I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to grab a quick burst, and it's going to slightly backfire. Because I don't actually have a traditional blocking card, but I do have a barrier. I love that you can build up the barrier here. It makes me very, very happy. So now I draw a card. Now, my opponent basically, I send missiles out, and they can't be blocked. My opponent has to intercept with a 4-speed attack. Or a 3-speed attack, but they've got to discard at the same time. So, on the one hand, I don't love it. Oh, this is going very badly because his double slash is hurting me, ladies and gentlemen. It is hurting me a lot. Hey ho. Can't win them all. Right, let's take timeout sequence back. Yo. Oh, I need more cards. This is not going as well as I'd hoped, ladies and gentlemen. This is not going as well as I had hoped. I'm doing that thing where I've got like no cards. So I can't do that. Because if I don't take the damage, I've got to discard timeout sequence, and I need timeout sequence. I'm going to have to let that go through because I need timeout sequence. I don't even need to play that right now. So I'm just going to pass. Oh, this is not ideal, ladies and gentlemen. This is not ideal. Where's all my attacks? Like, literally all I can do is recharge. Well, I don't need to recharge. Oh, this is a bad thing. Yeah, and there's the multi-hit, which I can at least block. But all I'm really doing is kind of prolonging the inevitable. Where are all my attacking cards? And now I can't even recharge. So this is going to go terribly. Because what I'm going to do, and it's just going to keep being like the same thing. I'm going to target locked. But he's... Oh, wait, that actually went through? Did not see that coming. But we're now in a situation where I need to draw... Okay. I was going to say I needed to draw a timeout sequence, or else this was going to go very bad very quickly. So, oh, okay, I made him get rid of his double slash. That's quite nice. And he had to discard a card as well. I've now got to timeout sequence because I've got to recharge. Problem there was that I couldn't actually block anything, but this isn't too bad. Okay. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. So, we're quite far behind in this game. Can we bring it back? Yeah, he's always going to use... Oh, double slash when? Okay. Must have more than one. So. Oh, we're going to have to take the damage because I can't afford to give up the block there, which is horrible. So now we're going to quick burst. And we get something through, so we do get to have that. Then we can go target locked, and hopefully there's nothing he can do about it. And now we can timeout sequence. And that's basically what you're trying to do with this kind of deck. The goal is to try and just kind of keep it rolling a little bit. Oh, I kind of want all of these. Let's get rid of quick burst. So, we might as well start with Obstruction Matrix. Then we'll try a quick burst. And we get to draw a card as well. And then we get another Obstruction Matrix. Okay, this is nice. This is good. We don't, unfortunately, have a reload card right now, which is terrifying. And I am well aware that, like, I literally started off this section of the video going, you've got to have a reload card. Well, I don't have a reload card, all right? Oh, there we go. There's one. Oh, but I want all three of those cards. Oh. See, I can actually win this turn, but it's too risky. That missile can actually win it for me this turn. It's way too risky. Can't do it. So I'm just going to have to let it go. But I've still got a bit of a barrier here, which is nice. Barrier is obviously just extra health. Oh, no. Is that stun me? I think that... Okay, right. So now I get through the damage. Oh, and now I can play a target locked as well. Does it go through? Yeah, it goes through. That was edge of your seat stuff, but I enjoyed that. This is my favorite class, all right? So you've got to reload your ammo constantly, and you've got to reload to get your heat down, and you can build up your barrier, and you've got missiles that force them to use their attacks to block, so they can't use them to attack you. I like this. This is, at the moment, this is my class of choice. But I've only shown you 3 of the 5 classes. What am I going to do? Not show you the other ones? No, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't sound like me. Let's have a look at Evangelist? Evangelist, that's how you say it. Alrighty then. So, once again, we've got to get rid of a card at first. That's kind of standard. So, what we've got here, I'm an Evangelist. Your key to combat is to build up your devotion. It seems thematically relevant, honestly. When a card is played, whether it's successful or not, I get my devotion. Yay! When it reaches 10, I reach Transcendence. Basically, that just means I can play really good cards. So yeah, reach Transcendence, do that. Oh, one more thing. To show my devotion to God, I can only play 2 cards a turn. Brilliant. Oh, that's harsh. Yeah. So, we want to, okay. Right. So, okay. I like the whole fortify thing. That sounds good. Let's get rid of one of them. So, obviously, we're still against the same Phobos dude we've always been against. That's kind of how it works. Who's going to get turn number 1? It's going to be... I'm so lucky it's always me. So, now here's the interesting thing. So I play Courageous Assault. Ah, sad face. Doesn't go through. So, now I kind of need to play this. And that's why I was thinking I kind of want Iron Will, but I don't want to play any more cards. Because I need to build up my devotion. So, I'm just going to pass. And then I can pick this back up again. Oh, I do like. Okay. So, there's no guarantee that a prayer is actually going to work. So, I think we'll get rid of that one for the moment. I really want Banishment to go absolutely nuts. Okay. So, now I can afford to play Iron Will. Since a prayer card, success is not guaranteed. If your prayers are answered, you want a higher devotion. So, I think I've got a 20% chance for this to actually work. No, I'm down with that, because... Oh, it's not the end of the world. Basically, I just wanted to do that because I want to play cards to build up my devotion so I can go nuts with Banishment. So, I'm kind of alright with that. Oh, I can heal while I attack. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of chill for a little bit because I'm honestly kind of happy just sitting here blocking, building up my devotion. I'm not drawing a card. I'm not drawing cards yet. If it was 6 or higher, I would. But I can basically just sit here and block. And sure, I'm taking a little bit of damage, but it's not the end of the world. I'm just trying to build up my devotion. That's all I'm really trying to do here. So, oh, I can heal free while I attack. So if I play that as my second card, I get to increase damage, which is quite nice. I'm going to get rid of that because it's not working at the moment. So, is it on me or is it on him? It's on him at the moment. No. So let's see if that goes through. It doesn't. It's not the end of the world. My devotion is now at 6. Oh, so I can get up to a 6-3 here. So even though they block, it's not the end of the world. Now I've got a bit of a force field, which is quite nice. Granted, force field until the end of your turn. So yeah, this is cool. Oh, I'm actually kind of liking Evangelist. Why am I struggling so hard with this word I know how to pronounce? Evangelist is actually kind of cool. Although it is quite slow in the early game, which is not really what we're looking for. I say we, I mean me, obviously. Right, I'm not loving Iron Will. So, let's go Courageous Assault. I get Force Field until the end of turn. And damage is increased. I'm going to choose not to attack again. Because I kind of want him to attack. Oh, because I wanted to use Divine Shielding to then draw a card. Okay, this is going well, though. I am loving this, ladies and gentlemen. I think Fortify is actually going to become quite nice very soon. But I just want Banishment, if I'm honest with you. So, we can do this, but then we get to draw a card. Love drawing some cards. So, let's go Courageous Assault. And that's going to put me up to 10. Yay! Now I'm transcended. And now I can play 10 cards a turn. And now I've got a big hand. Because I've not really been doing very much. I've transcended. And there aren't resources like there are in some of the other classes. So I can honestly just kind of go a little bit nuts. And actually, I think... yeah, I'm actually just going to sit here and play card after card until I win the game. Oh, okay, that was fun. That was fun. So basically, I mean, it is a very different class like we've seen. You're building towards Transcendence. You're trying to get a devotion of 10. It lasts for 3 turns. But before you transcend, it's only 2 cards a turn, and it's kind of awkward, and your prayer cards don't work. But when you get to Transcendence, oh, that was fun. And that means there is only one more class we need to take a little bit of a look at, and that is Monster. So here's your 5th and final class. Obviously, there are, multiple characters in each class and all of that good stuff. So here's what we've got with Monster. So what we've got here is, I'm trying to build up my Bloodlust. I am a monster, let's face it. And the number in your number is your Bloodlust required to play the card. And essentially, meh, woo! But I've got to have 2 Bloodlust in order to actually use it. When I damage my opponent, that's how I build up my Bloodlust. But I can't do it more than once per turn. Unless, a card effect does so. Now, the other thing is, I can only actually play 1 attack card per turn, which is not ideal. But hey-ho. Can't win them all, ladies and gentlemen. Can't win them all. So, I wonder if it's going to let me go first. Oh my goodness, I get to go first. Who could possibly have seen that coming? So the good news is I've got no card in play. Speed is increased by 1. So now he's got to play a 5 in order to block it. I can only play 1 per turn unless I'm unleashed. And then I can attack up to 10 times. So not unlike we saw with the Evangelist. It's kind of waiting for that 1 turn to go a little bit nuts. So there's a 4-3. Oh. Do I just let it go through? Yeah, I'm just going to let it go through. The thing is, as you've seen, some of the... and I'm still learning at this game, obviously. You can end up with very small hand sizes here. And if you block with a slower card than your opponent played, you have to discard a card as well. And that can get you into trouble pretty quickly. So for that reason, sometimes it's worth taking that little bit of damage so you can have a decent hand size going through the game. Okay, so yeah, it's only 3 damage. I don't mind, honestly. I really don't mind. Oh, I'm going to let that go through as well. I can't keep letting these go through. But see, this is where we go. So, now I can go for this, and it's a 5-speed, super hard to block. Now I've got Bloodlust too, and now Talon Grab is way better. So that's, you know, it's actually very much worth going for here. So, we've had a slow first couple of turns. That's fine, because now we can start building these up. I'm not loving how slow it is. Okay, but now we've got an Unleashed card. So, what we try and do now is we keep all of our attacks, but we try and keep just enough blocking. Okay, right. We can play this now. So, let's go here. Right. Now, unfortunately, I've got a card in play, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, they blocked it completely. That sucks. Oh, that's so annoying. See, look, now I've got to get rid of a card, which I don't really want to do. Yeah. Okay, but I can still attack here. So, do we want to do that again? Is that too cheeky? No, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Now my attacks do 2 more. Oh, this is going nicely. But I'm in kind of an awkward situation here. Now, the good news is he's got bleeding free. The bad news is I just kind of did my one big turn. There is a strong argument I should have saved that for another turn, but I didn't. So, never mind. Right. Oh, this is so awkward. So I think what I'm going to have to do now is... The problem is, that's not actually blocking anything. All of his attacks, that's not fast enough to block, which means I need to have to discard a card in order to play it, and I'm not going to have another card in order to do that. So. Oh, that multi-hit's so harsh. But that should get 3 damage through, and then he'll take 3 from bleeding. I did go super highly aggressive in my big monster turn. So now I'm just kind of hoping I can just finish out the last couple of turns. So, yeah. What does Ryle do again? Nah, we've got the bleeding. We'll be okay. Think no, because that should actually go through, yeah, because he's not got any fast enough cards to block it. Now, have I flown too close to the sun? No, I can totally block that. That's quite nice, and I get to draw a card. Now we're rolling, ladies and gentlemen, and it's like we saw Bat with a Warrior a minute ago. All we need to do here is really just get to the end of the turn, and the KO will happen with bleeding. Not that we need to worry too much here. Yeah. And then we can try this. It's... Oh, no, it's not. That's upsetting. Oh, this is getting close, ladies and gentlemen. The good news is we pass. Wait. Did he cure bleeding? Oh, I think he cured his bleeding. No! Oh, that's not good. Okay. Right. So we need to try and get an attack through, don't we? So that's... So this is a 3-5. Oh. I think we might lose, ladies and gentlemen. He's got that double hit. So, that at least blocks. But remember, I'm only allowed to play 1 attack per turn. Okay. This is coming down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. This is coming down to the wire. I still think I'm going to do it, but the 1 attack per turn hurts. I've not been keeping a cockcrow dance. Oh! So, I can only play 1 attack anyway, because I'm not going to, So. Is that going to go through even a tiny bit? Oh, it blocks all damage! Oh, that's so harsh. He's got that card that blocks all damage. And that's exactly what he just did. How is this game still going on? How is this game not over? Okay. Let's try this. Oh, come on, man. Oh, has he got anything? Oh, man. He's got 1 health. He's had 1 health for like 4 turns. How have I not done this yet? Ah, okay, right. So let's block that with Talon Grab. Oh, it wasn't quite enough, but it's okay. Oh, no. No! Oh, well. You know what? I'm not playing Monster again. It happens. I did my big turn. It wasn't enough. But hey, I do kind of like about this. I know this is going to sound like a massive cop-out. I don't really care. I kind of like the tutorial doesn't go that easy on you. You do actually have to, you know, try quite hard to win. And I want most of them. Maybe I shouldn't play Monster. For me, it's a Techie and Evangelist. Yeah, that's how you say it. Evangelist, which I've apparently forgotten how to say in this video. So yeah, that's how you play the game, and that's all 5 classes. I'm in on this game. As a fun little side note, I did get this going on my Steam Deck yesterday, because I'm one of those people that's, you know, big and nerdy and got a Steam Deck. This ran really nicely on touchscreen with my Steam Deck. Obviously, at the moment, it's not officially supported or anything. It's not been, you know, Valve haven't looked at it. It's showing as a big question mark if you look at the Steam page, but it was working. I was going through this stuff yesterday, and it was working just fine touchscreen on Steam Deck. I am not guaranteeing perfect functionality. I just played a couple of games, but I'm telling you, it worked just fine when I was playing it, and that makes me super happy, because I'm going to be mostly playing this game on my Steam Deck, and that is awesome. I like this game. Like I said at the start, this is a sponsored video. I am making this for the dudes and all of that. It is a sponsored video. Let's get that out there. But like I also said at the start of the video, I'm showing you this because I like this game. This is a really interesting game. I really like the whole one-on-one combat thing. I like the different classes. I like the flow of the gameplay. You saw me make mistakes in the tutorials I just played through. And that's a good thing, because it means that the game is involved enough that there's a lot of decision making. The things like the monster only being allowed to play 1 attack. Things like Evangelist, where you're being punished for playing more than 2 cards in a turn. Things like Warrior and Spellslinger, where you literally run out of resources and can't block if you're not careful. Techie having to reload constantly. I like these decisions. I like this game. This is almost certainly not the last video you're going to see on this game. Right. So you know the deal. This has gone on long enough. Comment, like, subscribe. No, wait. I missed the most important bit. I am going to pop in the description a link where you can go and join in with this game. And that's the goal. I want you to join in with this game because it's a good game. And I want you guys to have the fun of playing it like I've been having fun playing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a link in the description. And this is very, very, very important. What you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is you need to follow that link. And then you can go and get a key. And then that key is going to hopefully give you access to, well, the beta. And I want you guys to have access to the beta. That's kind of the whole point. So it is on Steam. There is a beta. You can go and get yourself a key. I'll pop a link in the description. Go and check that out. Please go and check that out. I think this game is awesome. But it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you played the game. If you play the beta, come back and leave a comment telling me what you thought. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then the usual comment, like, subscribe. You know all of this. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays. Bye.